As Cancor, I welcome the opportunity to speak on this motion. The objective behind this motion is that we would have a strategic plan for regional development, make regional development a reality by investing in our water and wastewater infrastructure in our towns and villages across the country. And I want to welcome the contribution by the Oireachtas, who is accepting the core principle behind our motion and accepting our motion here today. Because the reality is that local employment opportunities are being stalled as a result of the failure to upgrade or provide wastewater treatment facilities across our countries. Our towns and villages need this investment, this necessary infrastructure to provide for clean water and wastewater treatment facilities, to attract families to live and to work and to raise their children in these rural communities across the country. And these are an essential part, this infrastructure is an essential part of growing these particular communities. Now, the latest report of the Environmental Protection Agency is highly critical of Irish Water's delivery of new wastewater treatment plants. And the report highlights 35 towns and villages that continue to discharge raw sewage into nearby waters. Sadly, I represent a part of the country in East Galway where we actually have raw sewage running on the streets of villages because of the lack of wastewater treatment facilities. It's going to be very hard to bring investment into those villages and those communities when that's what visitors to those communities can experience, and that should not happen in the current society. And the lack of this basic infrastructure is being compounded by measures within county development plans right across this country, which are effectively banning the construction of one-off rural housing. The new county development plans will prioritise cluster developments near existing settlements with wastewater treatment facilities. And this will decimate existing communities where they can't build on their own land and they can't now live in their own parish because they have no service lands. And there's no point talking about planning for future housing needs in regional growth centres like the town that myself and the Minister of State shares, the town of Athlone, if we don't have the basic infrastructure in place. I'll give you a practical example, Minister, of what I'm talking about. Monksland, which is the community on the Roscommon side of the town of Athlone, requires a new network upgrade and a new treatment plant to be provided there in order to cater for increased demand. The government has designated that community, as well as the rest of the town of Athlone, as a major growth centre to see substantial growth in the years ahead. But half the town cannot expand because we don't have those facilities. And the two closest villages to Monksland, Brideswell and Curraboy, don't have any wastewater treatment facilities, and there are no plans to provide wastewater treatment facilities. So where are the young people of South Roscommon going to live? What Irish Water needs to do is to publish a 5-year sewage plan for every single county across this country, because there isn't that type of strategic plan there. And as bad and all as the situation is in South Roscommon, it's absolutely deplorable in East Galway. Villages like Kiltormer, Aughrim, Kilreekle, New Inn, Kilconnell, Ballymacward, Caltra, Castleblakely and Menlaw. No wastewater treatment facilities. All of those communities will not be able to retain their own existing young populations unless they have access to that basic infrastructure. And then we turn to the mother and father of all challenges, the biggest town in East Galway outside of Ballinasloe, with a massive hinterland, that of Mountbellew. The design has been completed for the wastewater treatment facility there. The site has been identified for it, but there is no funding to proceed with the construction of that project. So we are saying to communities right across East Galway, you either live in the town of Ballinasloe or you immigrate or migrate to Galway City or Dublin City. How is that going to solve the housing challenges, the congestion challenges that we have in Dublin and Galway when we can't even provide young couples with service sites? Thank you.